This is the L2C Media Network, and this is the L2C Sports Final with Steve the Man Bexley. And now, with all the latest in sports news, here's Steve. Okay, thanks very much. Sorry for the lateness. We had too much fun on the radio side. Want to do a little promo, which I was going to do on my show, but forgot because things were very much happening and everything else. But nonetheless, we're on. And in so doing, we got to do a show. But before I do, I would like a chance. I would like a lot of chances. If you are a comics fan like me, and you remember the olden days of Stan Lee and Marvel, we have some new folks, some new blood that is keeping things very much new and get new blood in a genre that is in need of some new blood. As the old guard passes the baton to the new guard, and the new guard is damn good. I wanted to show you once again a very, very wonderfully talented group of people led by Mandy Summers. They created a comic book called Wart the Wizard, and here it is right here. If you see this is pretty good. And here's the other side, and it's got some free material, including a couple of drawings by people like Peter Gilmore, among others, in this. And I know I'm sort of babbling on and on here, but I do want to say that tonight on her YouTube stream, she some very cool artists, and the books that they were touting, they did. The artwork on some of this was and is amazing. Now, here's what you should do. And here's what you should do. Go to Indiegogo.com. That is Indigogo, Indiegogo.com. I'm going to get the blessed stream in just, well, I'll get the deets in a frequent moment here. Some of the comics that were previewed tonight were U.S. Assassin, Kozor, and a funny comic that should have been a TV series on the Cartoon Network or HBO or syndicated, late night syndication, by the way. It's called Hail Salad. Now, if you want to back these, you got to back these. You can go to for U.S. Assassin. That's USASSASSIN. Go to this link, and I wish we had graphics for it, but we don't. We're going to work on a new system sometime in the next few weeks that we can put some graphics up for you. But this is U.S. Assassin, Book 1, Old Habits. It is a graphic comic novel. You can go to Indigogo.com/projects/US ASSASSIN. Go and put on the search lab label U.S. Assassin, USA, capital letters, SSASSIN, small letters. And you can do it right now. They have 64 backers, $2,750. This is an awesome little imagination. Who's chutzpah? Mark Polton with art from Mike McMahon. Oh, these guys are going places. Now, the person that did this, Wart the Wizard, I'd say she's going places too. So is Peter Gilmore. They're good at what they do. So are some of the other folks that are breathing new life in an industry that so desperately needs some life. Indeed. Okay, do we have any further? Yeah. There's Hail Salad. Go to Indiegogo, INDIEGOGO.com. Look up Hail Salad, and trust me, this is awesomely funny. They have raised in total with 325 backers, $23,087. Now, the last one that we're going to promote is Kozar. And again, this is on INDIEGOGO.com. Put on the search thing Kozar, KOZOR. When you find that, well, actually, it's a right now, the email address, sign up for it, and that is what I plan to do. Gotta do something, don't I? And then we'll get to some sports. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow on Jay's show on Spreaker. So enjoy, and 3 times enjoy. Booyah. Gracias. Okay. He walks with blood-red demons by his side, wielding malevolent power that will change our world. No, he is not running for president, though you never know. Okay, so, I mean, the world of comics, the world of comic books is changing. And these are the people. Mandy Summers, the Malin, Mark Bolton, Peter Gilmore, Wyatt Holliday. These are the men and women who are changing the industry for the future. And we got to support these folks big time. They are good at what they do. I applaud them. And that is our monologue for tonight. Let's get you over to the other side. I know I better fastly do one other thing before I march into this little madness of ours. And I will be doing that. It is very simple. We're going to do about as much as we will be done. Gotta do this. Gotta do a cheesy little thing here that we like to do. We like to call the promotion. So, believe me, folks, this is what brings the Cyberbucks home to me and to this here show. Oops, I didn't realize I did that. Oh, bother. Okay, let's do this way. Okay, got that done. So let's go hand in hand to the greatest thing in sliced bread. That is, of course, our sportscast. Reminder, Nick Ricada has already begun his show. It's on the Ricada Law channel. It's Friday. It's the usual bon mot of joy and happiness. If you're wondering what I'm doing, this isn't a stall tactic. This is something that I do every night, and that's take some medication for the heart. So, oh, trap. Give me a minute, folks. I got an emergency to handle. Give me a minute. Oh boy. It's all go here today. Good for you. Okay. Hi there. We are back. Boy, howdy. Man. It is a wild day for me. I've never been this popular in my life. Okay. If you're still with me, and for God's sakes, I hope you are. Hi. Oh boy. Okay. Let's get to it. We're 14 minutes into the show, and already I haven't done a single sports item. But we've done the business. Now let's get to the work in progress. Okay. We got some sports to do, and we are going to do it. Then we're going to say our good nights. We're going to go straight, totally straight on. Okay. And excuse me, but I gonna need a fan because it's getting a little steamy here. Okay. Let's get to it. We got a lot of things to weigh this evening. He was the one of the folks who helped along the civil rights movement, and he was passionate about civil rights for all. And he was the fire to a nation. John Lewis, Representative John Lewis, you will be missed. Okay, let's get to the sports report if we can. Baseball, thanks to COVID-19, The Braves lose out on Yasiel Puig. That's right, Yasiel Puig made headlines early this week because the free agent outfielder was very close to signing a big deal with the Atlanta Braves. Unfortunately, Puig announced Friday that he had tested positive for the novel coronavirus, otherwise known as COVID-19, according to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. Therefore, Puig's deal with the Braves is off following the positive test. Now, prior to this test, it was unclear whether Puig would be ready to go at the start of the season, and now his return to baseball is delayed even further. The Braves had never reached the formal agreement with Puig, but the two sides were in serious talks, and the Braves intended to advance if he tested negative for the coronavirus, Rosenthal adds. Now, under MLB protocols, Puig will need 2 negative tests before he is allowed to join a team. The 29-year-old Puig is coming off the 2019 season in which he put up a .267, .327, and .458 slash line with 24 home runs in 149 games for Reds and Indians. He also garnered interest from the Baltimore Orioles and the San Francisco Giants in recent weeks. Okay, so that's that on that. That's all beer and Skittles. And I better do something very quick as well. So, man the pumps. Go. Okay. This off, that off, and a cat over there. Okay. Now we're not going to be disturbed, I hope. Much longer. Okay. In the National Football League, oh boy, as if Washington needed more bad luck. They got tons of it. There is some good news to report. Dan Snyder can still be known as the owner of the Washington NFL franchise, formerly known as the Redskins. However, it's been a tough month for Washington's NFL franchise. Just days after it announced it was retiring the team's longtime moniker, the Washington Post published an expose on what several safety DJ Swearinger recently posted a screenshot of a text conversation with then Washington head coach Jay Gruden worked together in 2018. It was known that the two were not always on the same page, nor were they in the same league during Swearinger's 31 games in Washington, and his time ended with a mysterious release on Christmas Eve. Swearinger called the roster move a, quote, slap in the face at the time, and on Friday he revisited his tumultuous relationship with Gruden by posting an alleged text exchange where his former head coach was apparently fed up with him. Now, we do want to remind you the exchange is somewhat not for kiddies. Swearinger wrote, along with the exchange on Instagram, imagine getting a text like this from your head coach. He indicated that Gruden was upset because he'd been told that Swearinger had said something about him in an interview after that night's blowout loss to the Giants. Quote, but when he watched the interview, he realized that person was lying, end quote. Swearinger finished by saying, quote, I was going to give the man a pass, but after all that's going on in that organization with women, they all need to be exposed, end quote. The decision to release Swearinger at the time was a very surprising move, considering he was a leader on Washington's defense and a Pro Bowl alternate. Gruden said about Swearinger's release at the time, quote, decisions were private. I had multiple discussions with him for previous instances, and at the end of the day, we thought as an organization that it was best for us to part ways. Obviously, he wasn't happy. He voiced his displeasure many, many times, and at the end of the day, we thought it was best for him to let him go, end quote. Swearinger made critical remarks, saying that the safety had repeat offenses, quote, quote. Quote, We have had discussions like this before in the past, and it's ultimately my fault. Obviously, I did not make it clear to certain people that we don't talk about our business to the media, and for me to allow that creep in, nothing but the best. But at the end of the day, the thing that this franchise or any franchise in my mind can't afford me, or you work for a team, it's best that you try to be positive with your remarks. Swearinger himself was confused with Washington's decision, actually broke the news himself on the radio while talking to 1067's Grant Paulson and Pete Medhurst moments after meeting with Coach Gruden. We won't go with the lineage of questions. Swearinger was critical of Gruden during the interview since he was no longer a part of the franchise and attacked how Washington conducted its practices and the work ethic of the coaching staff. After Gruden was fired as Washington's head coach in the middle of last season, he signed on to be the new offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars in January. Some of his former players have been very outspoken about the troubling environment in Washington, which apparently was less than pleasant both on the field and in the front office. The Washington woes continued, but we do have some good news. That's right. He still owns them. Oh, boy. The report, let's get to the report, guys. Thank you. The NFL is indeed looking into this, little Shemenktafu. There are a lot of lines in this report. Daniel Snyder has vowed to institute a new culture and standard as the owner of the NFL's Washington franchise, which Thursday was the subject of a bombshell report in the Washington Post regarding more than a dozen alleged cases of sexual harassment. That doesn't mean the NFL itself won't discipline Snyder's team for its conduct. Mark Mask of the Washington Post reports the league will seriously consider fining Washington as well as implementing other disciplinary measures against individuals involved in the alleged harassment. To sell the franchise. NFL bylaws, he noted, permit the NFL and other team owners the right to force the sale of the team if the targeted owner has engaged in conduct detrimental to the welfare of the league and the quote-unquote shield. But since Snyder himself was not accused of inappropriate behavior in the Post's original report about Washington's culture, his standing ultimately hinges on the NFL's pending investigation of the allegations. Washington, which is also in the process of finalizing a new name after retiring its Redskins moniker this week, said Thursday it hired Beth Wilkinson to conduct a thorough independent review of this entire matter and to help the team establish new employee standards for the future. According to Mask, the NFL will monitor and potentially also partake in Wilkinson's review, especially because it will be tasked with determining the official league discipline for Washington. The NFL has already commented on the state of affairs, sharing this statement on Thursday. Quote, these matters are reported as serious, disturbing, and contrary to the NFL's values. Everyone in the NFL has a right to work in an environment free from any and all forms of harassment. Washington has engaged outside of counsel to conduct a thorough investigation into these allegations. The club has pledged that it will give its full cooperation to the investigator, and we expect the club and all employees to do so. We will meet with the attorneys upon the conclusion of their investigation to take any action based on the findings. That from the NFL. Wow. By the way, happy Saturday in the East Coast. All right. We continue onwards. The memorial is taking place as we speak. The second round has come and gone. And wow. Talk about a memorable, memorial or a memorial, memorable memorial. There you go. Bryson DeChambeau's 15th hole of the Memorial Term on Friday is one he will never forget and possibly not be allowed to forget. But he will surely wish he could after spraying shots from the penalty area to out of bounds twice, seeking counsel from tour officials in between. DeChambeau carded a 10 in a forgettable hole that dropped him from 1 over to 6 over on the weekend and on the wrong side of the cut line. His misery started off the tee after an errant drive found the creek on the left side of the fairway. From there, my God, that's out of bounds. Nonetheless, he quickly fired a second and third shot from the penalty area, Tin Cup style, named after the movie, before his third one finally found safe ground. What followed was a lengthy discussion between DeChambeau and rules officials over whether one of his balls, which was positioned on the wrong side of a metal fence, was out of bounds or eligible to be hit. The first rules official determined it was out, and DeChambeau requested a second rules official. He too came to the same conclusion. From my perspective, that would technically still be in, lobbied DeChambeau to one official, referencing a similar instance with Phil Mickelson, who had experience with mesh fencing earlier this year. I was wondering if I could hop the fence and hit it. The official said he could not, but not after DeChambeau stated his case. And the whole it's on the official PGA Tour shot tracker. And DeChambeau's rise up the ranks as a golfer has coincided with his improved physical strength and distance off the tees, as he's been lapping the field in strokes gained from tee to green. But in this case, the confidence he gained and his distance from anywhere on the course played to his detriment. We hope maybe DeChambeau will have a better time of it. We hope, we say that. By the way, let's give you a run of the scores while we have you here. Then we'll go to other headlines. Ryan Palmer and Tony Finau are tied at first, top of the leaderboard with a -9. John Rahm third, -8. We have a tie for fourth, three-way tie between Gary Woodland, Chez Reavie, and Luke List at -6. Jason Day is seventh at -5. NASCAR, finally, the details on Dale Earnhardt's Cessna plane crash from 2019. On August 15th, 2019, semi-retired NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. and safety board, Earnhardt and a pilot, had difficulty opening the emergency exit of the Cessna Citation Latitude while the plane began to catch fire and fill with smoke. Earnhardt, his wife Amy, their 15-month-old daughter Isla, two pilots, and Earnhardt's dog were able to escape. In addition, the report revealed that 3 passengers on the aircraft suffered minor injuries. NTSB investigators also found that part of the plane's landing gear collapsed and a portion of the right wing hit the runway. The aircraft ended up bouncing twice before touchdown, down with an estimated 1,000 feet of runway space remaining. There wasn't enough time for the plane to completely stop, and it ended up bursting through a fence before finally coming to a halt on the edge of the Tennessee Highway 91. The report stated, quote, as they were attempting to get the rear exit door open, heavy smoke was coming from the lavatory. Mr. Earnhardt reported that he told Mr. Melton to try the main cabin door. At this time, fire was now visible in the laboratory. Melton eventually was able to kick everyone through. A final NTSB report has not been released at the present time. Earnhardt, as you know, retired from full-time racing in 2017, but has raced since the plane crash. The 2-time Daytona winner currently serves as a NASCAR analyst for the NBC Sports half of the NASCAR season. It's 38 minutes past the hour of midnight. We're on the air until 45. If take the messages. But at this time, I cannot, and I can't do any messages during a live sportscast. Well, I mean, I could do a chat, but nothing else. In the NWSL Challenge Cup, the Dash have beat the Royals on penalty kicks. They are now on to the semis. and we're proud of that. In the Olympics, oh, this is fun. U.S. sprinter, talk about harassment. U.S. sprinter, you'll excuse, Olympic finalist sprinter Deja Stevens has been banned from the sport for 18 months. The Athletics Integrity Unit, an organization that prosecutes cases in track and field, announced on Thursday. This comes after Stevenson's third missed doping test, and as a result, she will miss the 2021 Tokyo Olympics. Stevens, who specializes in the 200-meter race, missed 3 doping tests through 2019 that took place in Oregon and West Hollywood, which, according to the AIU, are grounds for a ban of some kind. What makes her third missed test particularly noteworthy is that the tribunal was told Stevens was forced to change her phone number because an unknown individual was harassing her. Not only was there harassment, but Stevens also said a threat was made on her fiance's life that made her remove herself from the building's directory so no one would know which unit in her building she resided in.
Where's Pat?
What?
Where's Pat?
In Florida.
No, I mean for the lady that's in this room here.
That would be you. No. It's just you and I, Mom. I'm on the air live. Nope, you guys. There's the cat. How you doing, Squeak? So it's just you, me, and the cat. Okay. Yeah. In the review process of her case, that experience was submitted as evidence that Stevens was neither negligent or at fault for the final missed test. There you go. Thank you very much. But the AIU countered that a member of the Doping Control Office had been able to get to her apartment, even with her name not on the registry. They also pointed out that Stevens had recently said she would have provided a sample to the DCO had the office taken the necessary steps to notify her. Despite our sympathy for the athlete, we have not been satisfied on the balance of probability that her behavior was not negligent, the disciplinary panel said, making sure to note the previously missed test. She should have been on red alert and conscious that she could not miss the next one. Stevens said she missed previous tests because her phone had run out of battery overnight. The tribunal factored in the distress, fear, and distraction caused by the harassment she experienced by taking 6 months off Stevens' potential 2-year ban. It also helps that this was her first offense. Stevens placed 7th in the final of the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics and 5th at the 2017 World Championships in London. Her racing success goes back to the collegiate level, which includes a 2017 National Championship in the 200 and an NCAA Championship in the 4x400 relay running for the University of Oregon. Okay, let's keep going because we're really cooked for time. By the way, one of these sports should report on, Danica Patrick dumped Aaron Rodgers. Boy, this woman can't catch a break, can she? Okay, let's get to the scoreboard and let's make this work. Left of our program, and we're going to end it, believe it or not, on time. So we got some soccer, some Aussie football. In fact, if I turn on right now, I do believe we have a little Aussie football going on at this moment. It's the Giants taking on the Brisbane Lions. This is going to be fun. Let's right now go straight down the scoreboard and give you as much as we can. So here we go, around the world and up your address. It's scoreboard, after all. And here we go. Let's kick it off with some soccer and some Aussie football, which we will have for you tomorrow. In the Premier League, it's Ham over Watford 3-1. In Denmark Superliga, the Championship Group, Midtjylland over Nordsjælland 6-3. In the club friendly, Mansko and Mark tied at 1. Baliska and Team Moscow tied at 1. Nizhny Novgorod and Murom tied at 0. In Jija and Rednik by Zelinji 1 up. Omonia defeated Eris 8-1. Ska Rostov over Chemorets Novostis 4-2. ASK St. Valentine in a slam dance with Admira Linz 8-1. Steinbach Hager over Emdebrook 7-0. Metz over Serang 4-1. And if you want the rest of the scores, go to scoreboard.com /EN, and you'll get all the scores right there. In baseball for the NPB in Japan, it was the Hanshin Tigers over the Chunichi Dragons 4-1, 4-9-0 for the Tigers, 1-6-1 for the Dragons. Awagi for the Tigers gets the win. He's 3-1. Ono for the Dragons gets lost. He's not won a game in 3 starts. The Hiroshima Carp over the Yakut Swallows 9-2, 9-16-0 for the Carp, 2-9-0 for the Swallows. Osera for the Carp gets the win, much needed. He's 3-1. Oshida gets the loss. He's 0-1. The Nippon Ham Fighters over the Chibalati Marins 7-4, 7-12-1 for the Ham Fighters, 4-11-0 for the Marins. Arhara for the Ham Fighters gets the win. His first, he's 1-3. Ishikawa gets a loss for the Marins. He's 0-2. The Fukuoka Silverhawks defeat the Oryx Buffaloes 9-1, 9-11-1 for the Hawks, 1-4-1 for the Buffaloes. Sakabara for the Buffaloes gets the loss. He's 0-1. Kasaya for the Silverhawks splits it. He's 1-1. Cebu Lions over the Rakuten Golden Eagles 10-2, 10-17-0 for the Lions, 2-7-1 for the Eagles. Norimoto for the Golden Eagles gets the loss. He's 3-1. Neal gets the win. He's 2-0. And the Omuri Giants over the Yokohama Bay Stars 2-1, 2-6-0 Giants, 1-6-0 Bay Stars. This went 6 innings. Ino for the Yokohama Bay Stars gets a loss. He's 2-1, while Imamura gets the win. He's 1-0. In the Czech Republic Extraliga, the Drossi Bruno defeat and blank the Kolarka Prague, the Kotlarka Prague 3-0, 3-4-0 for the Bruno, for Jockey, 0-5-2 for Kotlarka. Eagles Prague slam dance the Hiroshi Bruno 15-5, 15-17-0 for Hiroshi, 15-17-0 for the Eagles, 5-9-5 for Hiroshi. Tempo Prague over Ostrava 5-4, 5-12-0 for Tempo, 4-8-3 for Ostrava. In Nicaragua, CNBS playoffs, Boer defeated the Chinandega Tigres 4-2. In South Korea, Kia Tigers over Doosan Bears 4-2, 4-9-0 Tigers, 2-7-1 Bears. The LG Twins defeat the Hanwha Eagles 8-0, 8-10-0 for the Twins, 0-3-1 for the Eagles. Dinos and the NC Dinos and the KT Wiz Swang ended in extra innings and ended in a tie, 3-up, 3-3. 3-8-0 for the Dinos, 3-9-0 for the Swan. Samsung Lions mollywopped the Lottie Giants in a 25-run game, 15-10, 15-17-1 for the Lions, 10-13-0 for the Giants. The SK Wyverns over the Kaiwoon Heroes, 12-9, 12-13-0 for the Wyverns, 9-13-1 for the Heroes. And as we have just very little time left, let's just do this fast. Hello, everyone on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page. It's great to have you as friends, and I wish we had some time to acknowledge you individually, but let me just say, as a group, hello to everyone. And I will tell you, it's been a wild night all around. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm Steve, the Backsman Baxley. This has been the L2C Sports Final. We are back. We're back tomorrow at 11:50. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve, the Backsman Baxley. This has been a presentation. Excuse me. Fooey. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. And for everyone involved at the L2C Sports Final and L2C Sports, we thank you for watching. Good night. Good night, America. No matter where, no matter what sports you love, may your favorite team win. Good night, America, wherever and whomever you are. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow night.